Welcome to Adobe Live. Live here on behance.net/live. We're live from the awards in Amsterdam. We're going to be talking about the awards in just a second, but I want to welcome every one of you who are here in the stream. I see the chat is already very excited. Everybody asking, when will it start? Well, it's starting right now. We have 2 days of live streaming here from Amsterdam. We have 24 different guests. It's going to be super exciting. And our first guest, Melanie Daveid. Hello, Melanie. How are you? Melanie is not new to Adobe Live. She's been with us quite a few times at the awards last year in Berlin.
Exactly, in Berlin, yes.
And also on adobelive.com on the German stream, you tagged along.
Yes,
and
I joined there too.
On Adobe Live, on Behance from Max. You were there? No?
Yes,
No?
I was there too. I'm
They
quite
were
a
there
regular
too. Yeah,
guest already.
Quite a regular guest. So we thought we're going to start it very safe today. We're going to start with Melanie. So hey guys in the chat, Ash, Tim, our super moderator is here. Yes, it's Uncle Rufus and my niece Melanie here. Ash, Anand, Karine, Paul Weaver is here, Anita, Julia, and well, so many of you. Okay, so remember, the important thing about Adobe Live, of course, is the fact that it's your opportunity to ask, all these professionals in the field here, and we're streaming live from the awards, so we're going to be talking about experience design, user interface design, web design. So this is your opportunity to ask a ton of questions, if you have any, and your opportunity also to look over the shoulders of the professionals we've invited. So for example, we're going to start with Melanie, and then we have Benoit Drouillard, then we're going to have a short stream with me and Stephanie, our new XD evangelist in the UK. We're going to be talking a little bit about Adobe XD, and then we have Simon Vidyaya and Ingo Eichel, who are going to be talking about the plugin ecosystem in Adobe XD. Built in Amsterdam, David Vogel, Peter Smart, and on and on and on. So we have 12 guests today. We're going to be streaming from 10, which is now, to 4 p.m. this afternoon, and that's Central European time. So stay with us. It's going to be short streams, 25 minutes, quick break, another 25 minutes, quick break during the whole day. So packed with cool information and yeah, and remember, ask your questions, participate in the chat. Oh, and Osama was just going to bed when the notification came. Yeah, well, yeah. Osama, well, wake up and follow the stream. All right, Melanie, welcome back. So the last time we talked together was probably at Max.
Exactly.
So quite a few things changed since Max as well in the Adobe XD ecosystem, let's say, in the app itself, because we are on a monthly release schedule, so many things happen. But maybe you want to start with explaining to the audience who you are, what you do, where you come from. Right now, I know you're a product manager at eBay.
Exactly, that's very true. I'm currently a product manager at eBay, but I'm a designer at heart. That spans from UX design. Is Heart
your own agency?
It is. Oh, that's so true. I will keep that in mind. Yes, so I do basically everything, starting from illustrations to UX design, visual design, basically everything that's somewhat evolving around design is totally my thing. And I'm from Austria. I live in Berlin right now. As I mentioned, I spend most of my time at eBay. But I'm here today to show you some UX stuff. Since Adobe Max, quite a lot of things have happened. And I think the Max update was still so far one of the biggest I've ever seen, and I'm super happy about it because finally I don't have to argue around anymore why XD is really cool.
Okay. So how long have you been using it?
Quite a while. I think I checked in for the beta for the first time, and then I closed it and took a little break.
Like everybody else?
Like most people did, but I gave it another chance, and ever since I'm a regular user. And I especially love it, and now with the auto animate feature.
Awesome. All right. Do you want to maybe show your website, or so that people can look you up and...
Sure. Let's start there.
Get to know you?
So that's the website is probably the thing why most people know about me.
Oh, Kwesi Hansen, live from Ghana. His team is watching and they are so excited. Thanks, Rufus and Melanie. Well, thank you for tuning in from Ghana. That's super cool.
So
All right, so we are already, your
Exactly.
screen is up there.
Exactly. So that's the website. Most people know me about the hand, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And what people love about the website, and it's also an animation feature, I will straight jump to the end of the page, is this little high five there. I have to say that most projects I currently have on the website are a little outdated.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is it
I think
annoying
it's-
you?
No, I
Oh,
think it's
no.
fine. It just dropped.
Now it's better, yes.
It's
Now
better.
it's down, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm always updating, or at least trying to update, is my Behance website. And there I have all those nice projects, for example, about the Bauhaus, which is celebrating the 100-year anniversary this year. I joined, for example, a creative jam, which was pretty fun.
Yes, I remember
So-
that. I was there too.
Yes,
Like-
we meet rather often at all those events, and of course, what I showed last time was the crazy cat project I did at the Back from Max live
That's
stream.
right.
Yeah, so that's what I do. Everything is always a combination of somehow UX and artsy illustration stuff. I think I just take the freedom because I don't have a client there. The projects you see are self-initiated, and I really enjoy just putting my illustrations there and showing how they could work in XD and on combined with UI design.
So how does all that experience that you have in, in creating stuff and doing things yourself really, how does that apply in your job, your day job at eBay?
Mainly because I'm able to take different perspectives. I think that's one of my best features or best skills. It's really having different point of views on things. Now I'm working on e-commerce, but I'm able to really take the perspective from the business side, but also from the user on the other hand. And of course, I can understand, in best case, how I communicate with the developer past. So it's really the changing perspectives, I'd say. Yeah,
like,
that's
like
what I
the-
can bring in.
the perspective thing. Very
Yes.
nice. Yes, that makes total sense. All right. So you wanted to show us some things that you did in XD, or what was your plan today?
Yes. So my plan today was basically to show some of the crazy other animate stuff I did recently, because I haven't posted it somewhere and I couldn't show it in the browser, but now Auto Animate is available in the
Yes,
browser finally. So I think I will update my Behance profile soon with that.
Oh, with embedded XD files. Embedded XD, like you can embed the previews in your Behance.
That would be new to me, but at
Yeah,
least
because when you publish to Behance, you can put what is it called? Ah, damn it! Like, like you can copy the code from like the URL code from XD
from
Web,
XD, yeah.
and then paste it into Behance, and it'll show it there, and
That's
people
even
can
better.
click through and do things. Yeah,
That's super
you've
nice.
never tried that? You
No,
can
I
do that
haven't.
with prototypes. Yeah, not with Auto Animate,
Yeah.
but now you can with Auto Animate as well. But you can really like have the whole prototype on your Behance page, so people can click through it and do things.
That's nice, because so far I just had the link and people would always switch, but
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Good to know.
Then
Yeah.
I need to update my
Yeah.
existing.
Oh, embed the source code. Thank you, Tim. What would I do without Tim? Yes, it's an iframe. So,
Perfect.
yeah, you know what an iframe is.
I do.
Yes.
I do. But I still didn't know that it's possible by now. So,
But it's not responsive. Yeah, that's right, Julia. That's right. Of course, it's not responsive because it has the size that you designed it at. Yes. But it's still a neat way to put like a mobile experience on your Behance.
it is, exactly. And just avoiding switching like tabs or something is a great step, because I think most people miss out on just clicking the link. So after coming back from the Adobe Max, I had those, I saw all the crazy stuff that's going on there, and I really wanted to push the boundaries with the Auto Animate feature. And I was wondering, how can you do that better than with taking an illustration and really letting everything fly? And I think when I did this, I went a little too crazy. You know, I stepped away from my regular process. I always tell everyone, sit down, write down what you want to do, give yourself a little
storyboard.
Yes, and just give yourself a little frame so you don't go nuts.
And you broke your own rules.
I broke my own rules, spent way much time on it, really got lost, but it was quite a lot of fun. And what you can see here currently is how this looks. And I love showing it here because you can really focus on just one screen. This is basically an app that just mainly focuses on the auto animate, so there is a bit of information in it, but it's really just about going crazy. And I would just click through it now, so we can have a look about what it is. Everything is moving here. I know if this would be, if service designers, UX designers would look at this, they would probably get goosebumps of fear, because there's no explanation around this. There's really just artsy stuff, and you would have to exploratively go through it. But it was really fun to create it, and I think it looks pretty nice. So if you say, let's go now, everything moves up here. You can basically touch the hand and stuff moves around. As you can see here, it moves up and down. And this is, for example, from the presentation, a quote from a presentation we saw. You can add birds. And at some point they would then fly around. The navigation here is completely off, so it's nothing that UX designers would usually do, because it's so it's artsy, I would say. But as you see,
but I think there's really space also for things like that. I don't know, like I don't know if what was this? I don't remember the game's name, but there was a game on iOS which was only based on sound. Okay,
yes.
So basically you had to put on your earphones and you were in the dark and you had to follow sounds like in the dark and stuff like that. So I think, you know, like new interfaces, new kind of experimentations like that are very welcome, I think. Like, let's try it.
Yeah.
Why should be a button just be a button, you know? Or why should it not surprise you?
I like it too, and the thing is, it just like gives you another different, you know, a different view on things, because you have buttons everywhere. You always see the same things. Many people work with playbooks or design guidelines, design patterns, design systems, and you usually remain in a given framework. But that's why I love those projects so much, because I can really take the time to go crazy and do other things.
Oh, and you tried the voice things as well?
Yes, it has voice.
Exploring the new Adobe.
Since I was here last time, I don't dare to use it right now. Because when I did the cat project, I was talking to the cat in German. But it didn't understand my German.
But now it does.
Now it does, but back then it didn't. And I was seriously sitting in a hotel room because I saw it and I wanted to try. And the cat just didn't talk to me. And I did not give up. I was crazy. So we have the nice slider here, and I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it's nicely pulsating in the background. So it was really, it's all done with AutoAnimate. It's a vector graphics, so everything can move. And if you would click through it, this would also explain the new features of XD. For example, that's about the responsive resize, and the visual, of course, should explain that too. This is fancy and nice, but what the crazy thing about it was basically how to create this prototype, because this is not even the end. And I think I went really way too far because I had so much fun. But if you currently look at how this is all linked, it's quite a lot. So
I love this view when you see all the pages that are linked.
I love it too, and it's good to look back at this today.
Yeah.
But when I was creating that one, overwhelming, yes. And you always miss out on something, or you always lose the link somewhere. So that was pretty crazy. Actually, I would love to show this one too, right? Because there's another last thing. So if you go to the right side, you can play a game.
The Easter egg.
It's the Easter egg, yes. And it asks you, did you catch the inspiration? And wait, I missed out on it. So now it asks you, do you want to catch the inspiration? And then you play. And if you say yes, then it, of course it moves back. But if you say No. Does it work? Yes. It all
Boom.
falls down.
Oh, all the inspiration falls down.
But again, it was a nice side project for me, and I really loved working on it. But again, it showed me that I should always stick to my own process, because otherwise I get super lost.
So what's your process, for example? Like, do you start with Post-its and things like that and go like, da, 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 write things down?
No, I'm
Okay.
I have to say, if I'm starting a project, I like to sit down just by myself, focus for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, and write all the things down that just pop into my head. I always have, it's like a mood board. It's always pretty crazy and everything is sketched, and I like to do little illustrations around it. And then I really take those these scribbles from the ideation phase and really make wireframes to step-by-step approach and guide people also through it, because this is something I work alone on, but usually I work in a team.
This is the thing, right? I mean, most of these projects are team efforts.
Exactly.
Everybody has their own responsibility, and people collaborate on a project. So it's never you alone, right?
No.
So for example, yesterday we had the XD meetup, and I asked the audience, how many of you work alone? And like only maybe 2 or 3 people raised their hands, and I went, oh, all alone. But yeah, most of it is really teamwork. So this is why it's also important to be able to share the files, and frankly, collaboration is something that is super important for the Adobe XD team right now. To find ways where people can collaborate on the same document, even on the same page at the same time. So we'll see how that plays out. But so you were mentioning that okay, so your process is you sit down 20. Why did you say 20 minutes? Do you follow the Pomodoro technique?
No, I think that's just the maximum amount of focus I can spend.
I find that super interesting, because the Pomodoro technique is like 20 minutes of focus, 10 minutes of doing whatever, 20 minutes of focus, and so on. And basically, if you want to check it out, it's called the Pomodoro technique, and basically it's based on the Pomodoro, which is not the tomato. It's the cooking timer, which is in Italy is called the Pomodoro, because usually it's in the shape of a tomato. So you 20 minutes, you put it there, and for 20 minutes you focus, and then for 10 minutes you do other things, and then you will see that your day gets much more productive. But like you, I have my own Pomodoro rhythm, and I'm about 20 minutes as well. I can focus for 20 minutes, and then I need to do something else.
If I'm working from home, I usually take a little walk to the fridge and eat. That's why I like spending time at the office, because otherwise I would just eat all the time. But yes, I'm a person who likes to sit down and focus on things before. Even if it's a brainstorming with a team, I would like to take my 5, 10, 20 minutes before to really know what I'm going for. And I moved a little bit away from Post-its, because people focus so much on how they write stuff on it and how they sort it. But for example, at work at eBay, we do it during retrospectives, for example, and it works really well.
What's retrospective? Is like a post-mortem?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that the positive version of a post-mortem, but you
Yeah.
basically reflect on how a project went, what you did good, what went bad, or where can you improve, basically. So, yeah.
Awesome. Pomodoro means tomato in Italian. Yes. Domitia, the technique takes the name of cooking timer. Yes, Domitia, this is exactly what I said. But thank you for pointing it out.
This also explains why I always have to go to the fridge. It has something to do with cooking.
Yeah. Oh, and Dominique said, I tweeted somebody from the XD team about the live, the collaboration, and the guy messaged back to say it'll be within months, not years. But this is a cool thing, you see, people, about Adobe XD, is that the development team, maybe I can show some pictures of the team later during my session with Stephanie. It started with very few people, as more like a skunk work project, and then it really developed in something very big and something we really focus on. That's really at heart for us. So we really appreciate all of your feedback, and I'll also show you how you can give feedback and how you can, help us develop Adobe XD. Maybe in the last, we're almost done.
I know.
This went so quickly. Maybe you can just very quickly show maybe how does the moving hand animation work?
Okay, let's have a look at that.
Crazy. These 25-minute slots are so quick. So if you have any questions for Stephanie, for Melanie, Melanie, sorry about that.
Well, that's nice.
For Melanie, you still have a few minutes, and we can try to answer them.
So which one do we have a look at? Maybe at those up here. As you can see, you always have a starting image. So as I mentioned before, this is a vector graphic. Everything is drawn in Adobe Draw on the tablet.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't even, I didn't even go into Illustrator for that because I did it on the plane back to Berlin. But basically you start with your initial graphic, which would be this one here. And then you can, as you see here, you just you take just the same graphic, you copy and paste it, and then you edit it to where you want it to be. For example, here I just extended the square here, as you can see. The most important thing is that it remains the same graphic, because otherwise it loses the link. We can have another look at how it works.
So basically, all you have to have is like a starting point and an ending point, and then auto-animate that simply by linking the two pages together, and back.
Yes.
So it loops.
And in that case, I used time as a trigger. So if you open the page, we have a zero delay, so it starts right away to move. And it does everything by itself, so it basically just edits from this one frame to the other one. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, damn it. It's Thursday morning here in, I was going to say Barcelona, but no, we're in Amsterdam, of course, live from the awards. And we have a packed day ahead of us. We still have a few minutes. So what's next for you, Melanie? What's happening in your life? Like in your professional life, of course.
Well, if we just have 10 more minutes.
Okay.
That's a very good question. So what I'm currently doing is, of course, except from trying all the new funny XD features, I'm focusing a lot on illustrations because it's something I always wanted to do, but never really pushed through. I have tons of illustrations at home on my iPad. I never really posted them somewhere. I never showed them. I never sold anything of it because I didn't feel comfortable enough. So I think I should just like go all in finally because I have all the stuff and I see it
I'm
like
an
flying
illustrator,
around.
damn it.
I love UI design, UX design, and everything, and especially being a product manager now, having all those initiatives that are business focused, but illustrations and art, because I also draw on paper and paint on paper, is something that really gives me this different perspective and this calm I somehow need. And it's a distraction from sitting in front of a screen all the time.
Yeah. Oh, there's a question from Daniel. Does the auto animate also work with symbols?
Good question. I think it. I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, but we can find out at 11 a.m. I'm going to be back here with Stephanie, and we can try that out live here on Adobe Live on behance.net/live. And everybody stay here because we're going to start over right away in 5 minutes with Benoit Drouillat in the house. He's already here, waiting in line for coming here on Adobe Live, and he will be hosted by Stephanie Meyer. Melanie, thank you so much for your time, and good luck with everything. Aw, hug.
Enjoy the day live.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.